Hey guys, today we're going to be turning this into this, and then I'll show you that process and what that looks like. So I originally started off with a blank canvas and I was trying to make like almost like a snowflake effect, but with paint. I didn't want to draw the snowflakes on, so I was trying to do a technique where I used paper towel to kind of dab some of the paint off and make it have like snow on window effect. This is what it looked like. I really didn't like it, but I thought I would just keep going and keep trying to see if I can get that effect on there. And I just don't think I just didn't like it. So this is what I was going for, something like this, or something like this, where it's kind of like snowflakes on glass that is frosted. Didn't get that. So there's Simon. He was watching me. So I decided to paint over it and just do a simple ombre effect instead. And I really wish I would have been able to do it, but I couldn't. So it is what it is. It's just the process. So here I am just picking out different materials and kind of layering them on top. When you make abstract art, you definitely want to have something that is um, your largest piece or something that's going to draw your eye to a certain part of the painting. If you have a bunch of things that are just really small on a canvas and there's a lot of empty space around it, it's gonna look just disjointed and it's gonna look like you're missing something or it doesn't go together really well. So you really want to have one thing that sticks out and like kind of draws your eye into it. And that's kind of one of the best tips if you're going to make abstract art is that you need to have it doesn't have to necessarily be larger than everything else. It just can be a different color or it can just be different than everything else. This was a snowflake ornament that I purchased and I wanted to take it apart and see what it would look like. So I used some pliers and kind of took it apart here and snipped off some of the flakes. And when I took it apart, it kind of made this really cool floral flower type of effect to it. And then I took apart the snowflake itself and cut that up, and it just kind of gave me that effect that I was trying to do with paint. But it almost looks like white ferns, and I really liked it. So I'm really glad that I bought it and took it apart. I was not going to, but I kind of like the way it looked in the end. So I'm just using some cutter pliers and just cutting these apart here, and then I'm just going to layer them on the canvas. And this is just part of the process, is just picking out your materials and just laying them on your canvas before you glue them down to see where you want everything placed. And what I normally do is I'll take a photo of it and then put it on my computer and then take everything off so that when I glue it down, I can reference back to that photo and I know where everything goes. So that's another little tip if you're going to make your own assemblage art. You could do that. Take a picture on your phone. You don't actually have to put it on your computer, but because I'm recording, I put it on my computer. And then you can just reference back to the image for when you're going back to glue everything down. So I do actually have this sped up a little bit too, but I wanted to show you this process and kind of what it looks like, not sped up for once. And it's a trial and error. You just kind of place things around and kind of feel it out and see how you like it. I do think the end result was a little bit different because I added remove the silver ferns down a little bit and I added some more things, but it kind of gave me the general idea of what I was going for. I initially didn't have an idea in my head of what I wanted this painting to look like at the end. I just knew I wanted like a wintry kind of gothic, snowflakey winter landscape, but kind of not painting. And that was just my base idea of like, all right, I'm just gonna run with it and see what happens. And I just grabbed a bunch of materials and just kind of put stuff together in layers. So I actually took a piece of cardboard from a box from a shipment that I got, and I ripped up some of it to add texture to it. And then this is some scrap paper that I just added on top of it just to give it some more layers. So this is what that process looks like sped up. It's just kind of layering everything down and seeing kind of what I like and what I don't like and what I want to change. When I was cutting up these snowflakes and the ferns, I got glitter all over the place, but I kind of liked the way it looked. So I knew when I put the top coat on later on, I wanted to add that. So I painted the cardboard, so you can't really tell once it's painted that it's cardboard. And you can see the kind of ridges in there. I tore off some pieces of it to give it that kind of texture to it. It's another way to add texture to your assemblage art pieces is just use things that you already have that's kind of like garbage that you have laying around. Use it. I mean, upcycling is a great way to add something really cool to your artwork. And I'm using Mod Podge here to put these pictures down. And I noticed a lot of times with the darker sheets like this, the darker um, paper sheets, that when I put the top coat on it, sometimes gives us this weird. Hey guys, if you like this sort of content and you like watching my art process, as well as seeing my three cats just be cats during the whole process, give the channel a like and a subscribe. And if there's anything you want to purchase, just reach out to me on social. Thanks. So it'll sometimes give it this weird like discoloration. And so what I would do normally now with darker color paper like that is I'll put a layer of Mod Podge on top so that when I put my top coat on, it doesn't give it that weird. It almost looks like a white powder. I don't know what it is. It must be a reaction to the um the different top coats on the paper versus like what I'm putting on it. Um, but that seems to stop it. So this is what it looked like when I decided to spray paint it, and then I got some black paint on the gold part that I was trying to not put black paint on. So then I just decided to add some black paint around the edges here and just kind of wipe it off just to give it a little bit of like an antique look to it. So this is what that looks like. And then I used the ferns that I had before to shake some of the glitter on top after I put the top coat on. And this way it'll help keep the glitter on as opposed to just falling right off. So here's a finished product. I hope you guys like it. Until next time, stay spooky, my friend.